When I think of home, I remember the mountain Igafswa. Its imposing figure has always been there watching over us. I have often wondered what stories Igafswa could tell me. With the discovery of this film, shot by Donald Macmillan when he visited the area in 1948, 1950, and 1954, I was led back to my beloved mountain and to my elders who lived within its embrace. Through the film and their stories, I caught the glimpse of our past, which is presented here. From Macmillan's Journal, Sunday, August 15, 1948. Sky heavily clouded and visibility rather poor. As yet, nothing in sight ahead. No wind. A disturbed sea. At midnight, we are headed up Pond Inlet for Albert Harbor. Monday, August 16, 1948. We met a fine-looking boy on a small boat. I invited him to come aboard and told him that I was going back to his camp and would like to have all come on board. They did, every man, woman, and child, and what a time they had, and how appreciative of everything. That summer, my parents Kunnakuluk Uttuva and Elizabeth Kilakti with their son Jacob moved to Igatsua to live with his family, who were my great-grandfather Nutahashu, his wife Kunakuti, my grandfather Joshua Kumangapik, my grandmother Inuit Kumangapik, my eldest aunt Kunakutu, my uncle Joseph, and my aunt Joanna Okala. The first time Joanna met her husband was around the time this film was taken. Through the years, their neighbors were Nutaak, his wife Piungita, their children Nicodemus Kumangapik, James Ipiugatdarak, and Jaco Alulo. Also Kitlapik, who was from away, and his helpmate Tatanna. Among them were the newcomers Itlautanna, his wife Kanangna, their children Pikoyak and Utukutuk, and their grandchild Joshua, who had become an orphan. August 9, 1950. The Eskimos are up. Their boat went adrift. They were unable to start the engine and had floated back to the shore just ahead of us. On this, his second trip, Donald Macmillan met the other neighbors. Selna, her brother Sangoya, his wife Ruth, and the third sibling Stephen Kunna, with his wife Inaksu, and their children, Benjamin, Moses, and Leah. All these people have stories to tell, and here are two that were told to me by my family about my grandfather Joshua and my great-grandfather Nitasu.
Kisumukkia anya katterumma umeaqsuak autraksum kirtaaqquno
tanakkunina qadnarpaqatarani tuqaaraqaraqtu atunnalaamma taqannaqqoq tamakunna atunnaqqa
Nitasu and Joshua were also well known for their traditional song making. Their songs and the songs they sang have been adopted far and wide in the Arctic, but without the true knowledge of their origins or the stories behind them. August 9, 1950. At 6:30 p.m., we left Albert Harbor for the HBC port at Pond Inlet. There we found a very neat, well-painted assembly of buildings, all well-painted with red roofs, including a church, 22 houses in all, and paths marked with white stones. On the side of a high green hill, I can see RCMP marked with white stones. By 1954, our families began noticing great changes. It was the year of Macmillan's last trip to the area, and the same year that residents began to be relocated to new settlements on Ellesmere and Cornwallis Islands. The Panipakuchus and Paulus's family departed, and some families like Ruth Samoyas left their daughters behind to marry. By 1963, families like mine began to move from their traditional homes, such as Kaswa, to live near their children who were forced into residential schools. So much had already changed from our traditional way of life, and the settling into places like Pond Inlet further widened the gap between the generations. We can still see the mountain of Igastra, but we can never go back to the old way of life. We stand on the shoulders of the Igastra-mute, who were our ancestors. Their history is our history. Their struggles are our strength, and their stories give us hope and will inspire generations yet to come. It was and is the hope of all who were interviewed that their descendants show an interest in our culture and the stories that come from this mountain.
Gunung Kakek datang